Hey everyone, Derek here with a quick news update on Kirby Star Allies, as our good friend RogersBase actually had the opportunity to play it early. Now we're going to be going to the same event just later in the week, but we did take a look at his footage and there's some interesting new things to be found in all 4 of his clips. So the first one we'll look at actually has the least to really tell, as it's the battle with Whispy Woods. There's really not too much else to say about it. The Twitter video showed off most of its attacks and it's Whispy Woods. There's not a whole lot else to say about it. However, after you defeat Whispy Woods, a dark heart comes out of it and then flies off. So it looks like Kirby is giving chase to one heart across Popstar rather than having to defeat multiple hearts like it seemed from the opening movie that we saw. So that's rather interesting, and I'm wondering if the other hearts we saw fly off into space have some sort of role to play later in the game as well, or if this is just the one example of the heart causing trouble where it just sends out all of these across the universe in order to find people that they can actually take over. In the next video, we had some smaller things revealed, such as the gameplay allowing for drop-in and drop-out multiplayer, and if someone falls behind, they'll be teleported forward with the rest of the group. A looting tip also confirms that you can get friends from copy essences by throwing your friend heart at it, which is an idea we had from our latest analysis, so it's good to see that that's true. It also looks like no matter what element stone is combined with, it'll become a curling stone, and in this case, when it's combined with water, it's called splash curling. So we could probably see a fire curling or a plasma curling, and it still makes sense, so it's not required to have ice like it was in Kirby 64. A looting screen also tells us the name of the smaller puzzle pieces that Kirby can collect. These are called picture pieces, and they are used to complete celebration pictures, although a video by Yo Schiller actually answers this question. He shows what happens at the end of the level, and we see what one of these celebration pictures looks like. In addition, this also answers what the larger puzzle pieces do, as the smaller puzzle pieces that you collect each individually fill out the blue spaces on this picture, while the larger ones fill in 3 spaces of the pink section. So that's how these are going to work and how you're going to complete the picture. You can collect any puzzle piece for the blue ones, but you need specific ones to fill in the pink spaces. It's a pretty neat system. Another cool realization is that the other players are not limited by what Kirby allows them to be. They can toss out their own friend hearts to become different friends on the fly, and it's not reliant on Kirby at all. And to use the special abilities that we've seen throughout the trailers, including the combinations, all you need to do is push up on your control stick. And that's exactly how Parasol Waddle Dee can use the Chumbrella on his own. This allows it to become super huge and block most incoming objects. So pretty cool stuff, and a great way to finally learn how the heck you're going to be doing all these different abilities. In the next video, we see one of Stone's new looks, which is the Friend Circle, which has Sir Kibble, Chili, and Wister along with Kirby. Other looks do appear throughout the video, but they're all the standard old ones that we've seen in past games. However, a video by Nintenderos played around with the stone ability a lot more and discovered that one of the new forms that Kirby can take as a stone features Kirby from Box Boy, another HAL game. In addition, if you use your friend heart on an enemy when you already have the max number of allies, you can choose which one it'll replace. So you can easily customize your team however you like it. And going back to the friend circle real quick, we see how it's activated, which we did see an indication of in the original trailer. But the following gameplay where they're using the friend circle actually gives us an idea of how it'll actually control in multiplayer, as the first jump isn't nearly as high as the second jump, so perhaps it has to be pushed in unison in multiplayer to go even further and reach those longer distances. The final thing we see from this video is that certain doors require at least some allies, and we see this is because you get split up and have to work together to get to the picture piece. Finally, Roger also has the full fight with King Dedede, and there is a few new things to see here. For one, when Fighter combines with an element, it leads to Friend Throw. However, he's the one activating it, not Fire. That said, if they're combined in the opposite way, it may lead to an elemental effect like Fire Fist for Knuckle Joe. We don't see that in action, but it would make sense that that's where it would lead. And it could also mean that depending on who activates the combination, it determines what kind of combination you get, even if it's between the same 2 abilities. However, it may also be the case that Knuckle Joe can't receive any elements and simply uses the friend throw whenever he combines with somebody else. It's hard to say for sure. And speaking of Knuckle Joe, we see him use the friend throw again during this fight, this time with Chili. but the special scene doesn't play, so it seems like it won't happen every single time, which is good because it will likely get pretty old. And finally, we do see a new attack by Dedede as he reaches into his pile of food and starts tossing it at Kirby and his friends. Nobody actually gets hit with it though, so we're not quite sure what it does to them, but it's still cool to see some variety. And that's everything that we could pull out of Roger's videos for Kirby Star Allies. The game is looking fantastic, and I do highly recommend checking out his videos in order to see even more gameplay that we just simply didn't mention. We'll have a link to his playlist in the description below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for more on Kirby and other things gaming.